FUT have continued their winning ways here in VCT EMEA. I've got Pipson here with me, the head coach of Giant Knights, and Kaquka here as well. When we had N here, he looked at the map V chose for today, and he said, wow, this feels like it leans a little bit more towards FUT. But Ascent obviously is always going to be a question mark because Navi's Ascent is so strong. Did you expect Navi to suffer a defeat for the first time this year on a map like Ascent against FUT?
Actually, no. I think that Navi Ascent is really, really strong and really, really good. I think they just lacked a few rounds on attack because their attack side is super good on this map, and seems like 7 was not enough.
So what do you think FUT did that well, besides CNET having a super good performance to get this win?
I mean, CNET performance is like super weird because the first half he was missing a lot of shots, and even when he found the entry kill, if you will take a look, after 10 seconds he instantly repeaked and died. So he basically threw it away on defense.
You know.
Yes. So he's he's making a first kill, and after that he's deciding to
We're on good terms.
to play a 4v4 scenario again. So I wouldn't say that it's just because CNET had an insane game. It's just in general that Footballists actually played really, really well, especially on the retakes on 8, which they had in the beginning of the half. And then their B defense was pretty good with the utility. So that managed them to take a lot of rounds from Navi on defense.
This is the thing, as you said, in the first half, Navi, they just looked so good. They had the right ideas. Even here, perfectly, Kaquka prepared for what FUT were throwing at them.
Oh, yeah, exactly. We have seen this kind of aggression so many times. We're going to see the paranoia and everybody ready to take the shots. Also, Artist getting the operator in this final round to expect FUT to do something different. So it is not like we saw a Navi that was completely out of the game. Actually, it took him some rounds to get things going, and some mistakes that were not really characteristic of them.
This is the thing, like we said, Navi, this is the first time we've seen them even lose on Ascent this whole year. They're so good on it. Historically, they rarely lose as well. But you guys mentioned him already, Charles Leddington, good old CNET. First half, we're kind of not extremely impactful, but then when the side switch, he just turned it on, and Navi just won Netty.
Here's the thing, as Pipson was saying, yes, he was able to get that first kill on the defense time and time again. It's something that, you know, CNET just does, but it's actually the way that he stepped, well, him and the rest of the team on the attack, just generating that pressure, cutting Navi off guard time and time again, as if they were not ready for some of the things that we were seeing, or some of the picks.
How big of an issue do you think this is for Navi, though? Because Ascent, their best map, they lose on it, Pipson, as we head to Lotus, and eventually we will see Icebox, I think is the third one, right? As well. How big of a problem is this that they weren't able to win Ascent?
I think it's a big problem. Like, in general, just because last Lotus of FUT didn't look good as well. But we know that they have also another composition which they showed before, and we will see what are they gonna do. But Icebox as well, it's a really good map for FUT, and usually the attack captain on Viper there was always insane on B and playing close super good, so it looks like hard game for Navi.
Yeah, it's a huge advantage, right, for FUT to be able to win Ascent. But let's take a look at Yutej here in the AIM Labs warm-up, because it wasn't just Charles. Yutej, I think one of the best prospects, Kaquka, we've had all year here in VCT EMEA.
Yeah, exactly. It's not only about the insane clips and the way that he can scream. You know, in Spain, we call him the Balrog, because he looks, so, well, he looks very sweet, not like a Balrog, but every single time that he opens his mouth to scream nice, it looks like the building is going to go down. Doesn't matter where he is. I think that, of course, it helps a lot with the mentality, but also he himself, he's a brilliant player. In many of those attack rounds, he does such good follow-up on everything that FUT is putting on the table.
And also, we speak about how the teams that didn't go to Shanghai have had a little bit longer than the teams that did make it. But realistically, Pipson, how much time do you think Navi have had to fix things on Lotus that didn't previously look good?
I mean, I don't really know how much Navi practiced because they are in our group. So we didn't really practice versus them because we will have to play them next week. So I don't really know how much they put, and I cannot give you any insights. But I hope that they manage to do better than they did, and I want to see some fresh idea and not the Brimstone anymore.
Oh, okay, so the fix is the comp, right? The fix is to change the comp.
It's not even that I don't like Brimstone. I just think that in that case it becomes a very one-dimensional attack that you kind of have to explode every time with all of these smokes, like, because you cannot really apply the pressure. So
well, they listened to you. We like this one better. Brimstone.
Yes, this one is good.
How good?
Like, White Jet. They decided that on every race map, they will just give Artist Jet, right, on Sunset. Argis play Jet previous series when everyone playing Race. On this map, when Race is really strong, they are playing Jet. I can understand FUT because it is CNET, and we actually know that you can give CNET a 7-map Jet and it will be okay. It will be fine. He will be fine. But
I think that what I want to ask you, because you know how Sova works on this map, we saw it in the first series, and apparently it's becoming a trend. What's so good about it?
I think that the trend becomes that you need to get an information when people are pressuring A or faking it, because right now a lot of teams are getting out of Viper, and then when they pressure A or fake retake A, you kind of have to have fast information if it's fake or not, so you can over-rotate to C. Otherwise, your C is going to be consistently weak, so people starting to use some more information agents like Sova or Sky to get this info.
Well, it's a trend here. Magnum became the second player in this region to win on Lotus with Sova this year. Let's see if Angel, Pansy and Steel can follow suit.
We will find out indeed. Great to hear from Pips in there as well. Some nice little bits of insight coming through. And what do you make of this comp switch here? Coming out kind of, as I said, maybe a more Raze-friendly map to an extent, you know, however you feel about it. But we're seeing the Jet coming back through for Artists. How does that sit with you?
I'm not really sure what to expect because Navi also banned this earlier in the week against Heretics. So I don't know if that means that they have something up their sleeve with this comp specifically, if they're trying to just like unlock Artists into kind of like a more comfortable area of just like let him walk around with an op, or if there's something else going on, like they're just not super comfortable and they're just, I mean, we're seeing Artists on like every map. He was doing it on Sunset as well, on Jet.
Okay, well, proofs in the pudding. I mean, CNED's still on Jet as well. We'll see how it looks in action. There's already FUT straight up walking towards Rubble. This is just a straight up brawl here. And they're going to commit. Mr. Paul has found Shout. I'd be surprised if they back away, but they are trying to temper the aggression a little bit. Artists almost with a catch there onto the follow-up. Paranoia posted to try and delay some of that further aggression. But still, blood drawn on either side.
Drone still available for Angel.
Okay. Pop that through. That's going to allow Artists to step in.
No smokes. They should run through. I don't think they can just sit here in sight. They need to go and commit through to C or something.
Yeah, I think you're on the same page. Yedaj's position worries me, though, because that cuts off Angel, and it makes it a little bit more uncomfortable. They should get a plant, I feel, but beyond that, it's going to be a very tough post-plant hold. Zipan still has a little bit of kit that you can see that. Still curious if there is a lurk posted somewhere or someone's not quite with them, but we know that Navi have all players on side. It's Zipan and Artists actually getting proactive. A valid attempt, but it doesn't work out. It was this individual attempt too. The other two players from Navi over towards CT trying to play off of sight. And it's going to be down to Sugetsu and Artists to try and find some value here, because FUT playing as a pack, playing together. Not going to make this easy. Yeah, taps on the spike, drawing all eyes through. Clock is running a little lower now, so FUT do need to focus on that. Does get a little bit more dangerous here, as Sugetsu desperate for it, but the swing and CNED almost came around with a knife out there, but FUT do get the defuse. That won't be a problem in the end, but a highly volatile start.
Very interesting start with all that fight towards A main with the shift walking around. Shout going down early was quite unfortunate because that means that there's no smokes up. It kind of forces Navi to play a certain way. But again, I'm just going to bring it back to Navi playing these post plans. It doesn't really make sense to me. They could have easily played for spawn together. They had a flash on the breach still, so if they want to fight something, they should do it together. Jeez. Is that a lie?
Production had fun. That's what happens when production has fun. We need to not allow that ever to happen again.
I should just talk over it next time.
Yeah, straight up. No, but yeah, I guess this does talk a little bit into that bigger picture, into that post plant. I don't mind that they went aggressive as, you know, two of them towards CT to try and take some sort of space back. But yeah, I guess it was a little bit of an individual effort as well on the other front.
Yeah, it's like you have that flash, you can fight together, you can put the camera on the spike, wait for them, they're going to smoke either spike or you, pop the camera when they're defusing it, spam them, flash them, peek them together, do something together, anything together.
Yeah. For now, we do see, is that an outlaw coming out? It is. Okay, so Sugetsu's gone for that, and a sheriff jolt. There's an angle there that you were hoping wasn't watched. But Angel's lost himself, and now they get to, oh, okay. A little bit more of that. How much light armor is there? Not much more. Cracks. It's down to 25. Well, on 25 armor, so that is going to be one factor to this, so he's got to be a little bit careful.
Trick shots.
Yeah, the Jay going to find Artists, though. Shao, the danger man. Bulldog in play. Plant going to be coming in as well. They've made this look a little bit more doable, to say the least. Oh, Sugetsu showing off now. Give us another.
Just look at the weapons. You'd think Na'Vi was the team on Eco here.
You're absolutely right. 2 Bulldogs now in hand. Zipan's got one for himself as well. Mr. Fallen was on the Sheriff. You've only got Spectre with Yedajay. The time going to start ticking a little bit quicker now. Forced to fight and actually falls. Yedajay gets a fair fight on it. And how has this turned on its head? It shouldn't be this way. Na'Vi had everything there, Josh.
Not again.
What's with these second rounds, man?
They have the winning situation, but again, what happens? First guy peeks, it's Sugetsu. He misses his outlaw shots from the tree room. And then it's next. It's another isolated 1 versus 1. Then it comes down to 1 versus 2. He's getting peeked from 2 different angles, running out of ammo. And then again, like these rounds slip away so easily if you don't play with the discipline. That's what Na'Vi is missing. It's the discipline.
Which, for some reason, my brain just doesn't like hearing Na'Vi are not disciplined. You know what I mean? Even historically. And as it stands, you're not wrong. But look at the state of these buys. What is this? We've got Operator for CNED, Outlaw still out for Yetj. That I imagine got collected probably from that last round. But still, on the other side, rifles galore for Na'Vi. So it's really on CNED to find masses of value with this, or make sure he doesn't lose it. A lot of pressure over towards Ada Captain as well, on towards Tree. Na'Vi just testing the waters, not overly enamored with the idea of continuing down this path, but a lot of presence shown early.
Heavy shields, 4 players of Na'Vi. That Outlaw not going to do much, but the op could be devastating.
Yeah, pretty much cuts off C, doesn't it? Makes it incredibly hard to hit towards. Do still have Zipan with all, you know, all the kit and caboodle, but still. See, timing on this. Yedajay, lucky boy, gets to be alive for a moment longer. To get to slowly creeping in. It felt like it was going to be that B hit, but actually does CNED land his shots this time.
Drone, dart, flash, stun, anything. Oof.
Okay, they get away with their life. They could have invested a little earlier into that, but now the drone's going to go up. Should be forced off the angle further. Stuns there, he's been caught. Yeah, he's in trouble now. Trying to stick around as long as he can. Does eventually relinquish that pressure. Has a little bit of a glance, but with 23 seconds, they need to make sure they get this plant down and nothing denies it. I'm looking towards Cracks. Does he have anything to maybe dissuade it? No, not really at this point. Plant is coming in and it's safe. Zipan gets the spike down here. A little bit of chip damage, but Na'Vi can now slip away and sit into a post plant and hopefully hold it, considering the weapons they have. CNED probably not wanting to over-invest on his pathing here. Need the rest of FUT to really set this in motion if they want to go for this fully. That Bulldog was to fall in, that Stinger in play. It's Zipan on the site. FUT are close by now. He's going to be buying precious seconds here. Xiao, the first one to truly draw blood. Looking for a follow-up as well. It's going to be Artis. Nicely done here. Na'Vi holding well, and CNED wants out of there. Time to run, time to back away. Na'Vi, first mark on the board for them now. A little scared on that first just jump spot out back by Mound, but they managed to make it past.
I was nervous because it was such a wide jump spot.
Yeah.
But I like the follow-up. You get the drone spots on the radar. It doesn't even have to get the tag. Reach falls up with a stun. Guess what? You can't scope it in with the op. And then they just go and take that space right away. They played this post play relatively well. They played together, side by side. They had a good counter stun on the initial retake there. And then they were able to hold everything, basically. CNED getting away with the op. It's going to be a danger.
Yeah, now we get the buy. Now, where does CNED play with it this time? That's a kind of curious part, because he's shown that maybe C was where he was initially starting. Is there going to be an adjustment? It looks like it. I went over towards door, it looks like. We did see the Na'Vi prioritizing this control early on here. Artis going to post a couple of blind shots through. Obviously going to have heard that door being broken. They're testing. That was enough of a body to be seen. CNED aware of the presence and for the follow-up shot over by Rubble. So an early man advantage now for FUT.
I like how he could have just waited a few seconds for the smoke to dissipate and then like peek from a weird off angle up top. But jump spotted while the smoke was still up. Angel slipped into blue.
He's actually managed to make it pretty far. Has been noted on his route in, so he's not going to be unconsidered or left to his own devices completely, but still, this does slow down someone like CNED who can't really flex back in this way. He'll be kept in check. for the plant to be slowed down, and it's actually seen it to connect, finds Angel. Nice work here from him. He's done good damage. Starting the round and then chipping away just as the plant comes in. But now it's on the rest of FUT to try and match that pace. But NAVI showing some of that resistance. CNED's option starting to close here. He did so much early. It really isn't going to be much to be found at this point.
Cracks realizing that this is a lost cause.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes watching Navi, I sometimes forget like how good some of these players individually are until a round like this comes out and you get to see Sugetsu and Zipan fighting together, and even Xiao. And in some instances, he's been quiet the last, I guess, this entire week, but at one point in time, like, he was a menace.
Yeah, the scary factor is that the potential of Navi is always exceptionally high. It's whether or not it feels like maybe the meta suits them. Are they playing in form? Are they playing together? Do they have that synergy? You know, if they get all the green flags, they're one of the scariest teams to face. And I think everyone internationally remembers that. And you kind of think, God, if they hit that form, if only. And it is glimmers of it, though. It's not consistent at the moment. They have not had that consistency for some time. But you see it in moments like that, as you said. After we've had CNED find 2 first picks. Very well done from him, and yet the tides can still turn when Navi remember a little bit of who they are. Back to business, however, and it's similar scenes. They've managed to navigate this way further from CNED's view. He's put it down to a captain. Very difficult to find a stronger hold from this position, especially with a stinger. Yeah, he can be a nuisance, but he's already fallen. So the site is open. The flank's there, yes. What more are you meant to do? Yeah, Sugetsu.
Where is everyone hiding?
You shouldn't be doing that when there's still a whole lot of players alive, because it gets a little bit uncomfortable if you mess it up. Sugetsu, you better land your shots, and he does go down on a 1-for-1 trade out in the end. And now into a 2v2. Cracks him Mr. Fallen. 3 kills for Cracks in this round. TP.
Right
Mr.
there.
Fallen, at least a weapon to play with. Not ideal, but it's a weapon nonetheless. Maybe look at, yeah, there it is. Sugetsu's Vandal.
Last player standing.
Oh,
And
no.
a banging shot.
Cover going
Xiao. Not going to be happy about this one, are you? But they've got the clock against them as well. Xiao needs to play this perfectly, though. Difficult, tricky against 2. A tap on the spike, and they found him. Devastating after what was shooting a body mid-round. If you're going to give it, you better be ready to deliver on it too, and FUT just laugh at them.
This is so reminiscent of last map as well. It's just those situations, you know where both of the players are. Artists, why are you peeking there in that 2 versus 2? Boy, Pen.
How many chances?
Yeah, well done.
exactly where you are.
Sliggy's sending out his agents
Yeah.
now. He's actually sending them in person. We've got Lexi coming out and everything. There's no escaping him.
Like, this peak was completely unnecessary from Artists. We're seeing CNET again, just like, he's trying to break it down low enough that he could break it with a classic easily. But again, it's reminiscent of that Ascent, where he's just caught out in the open, again, with his op. I think I've seen more rounds with the op saved. Whoa.
Hold on. This is all getting a little bit mad here. CNED gets away unscathed. He's kind of forced to commit to this for a little bit longer, though. But the one-way should give him safe exit, but that was right on a knife's edge.
Yeah, just stalled each other out with just traded utility, reset the round a little bit, got info on what the initial setup was. I've seen more saves with the op than I've seen op kills, but right here. Good opening pick from Artis.
Really well done. He'll be happy with that. But there's quick rotation. This is completely free. Look at the captain. Does he spot? Yeah, he knows it. Hears them trying to fly on through. Maybe not expecting players to be there that quickly, but again, what's the plan now?
There is no plan. That's the plan.
Yeah, Angel, walk up, kill CNED. Thanks. Do that every time. And now Navi just start hitting shots. Finding FUT in uncomfortable positions. You see Kratz tempted
Planted.
to try and sneak in here, but you gotta feel he should be watched, and he is. Zipan just kind of rears his head up, and Mr. Fallen shots in the dark, but close enough that he wants to back away. What was this round, Josh?
I don't know. The initial trade of utility makes sense. Okay, we're going to cancel out. We have the information. Let's go back to C's. Artist, beautiful opening pick onto Yedajay. Holding C with, I think he had an outlaw. Perhaps it was not. Great. But then you have one player towards B, it's Sugetsu. You have one player towards A, it's Angel. You have 3 players towards C. You got that opening pick. You know that the Vipers come and stabilize it. You just threaten the cross with the smoke. Why go in alone?
Yeah.
Maybe it sets up this kill from Angel, and maybe then Sugetsu is able to get another kill at front B. Maybe that death made this round happen. Let's just say that. Let's just be happy with that.
I feel like you're having a meltdown. You're right.
I'm having fun. A jolly old time.
Yeah, and I think FUT not happy with how this has been going so far. Going to slow things down a little. They have all the ults in the world to work with. Sadly, not a purchase to pull alongside it, so they will be down on a lighter buy no matter which way you cut it. Guardians share it however they want to, try and spread the wealth. But a back and forth couple of rounds. But NAVI, it feels unorthodox, and it feels like they're getting away with things they shouldn't sometimes. As I said, that Angel walk-up felt very strange, but as I said, maybe it was all the master plan in the end. But it leaves you wondering, because how are you meant to deal with it if you're FUT as well?
Well, it's seen it again, just caught kind of like shift walking around in the open to alert her. And it's like, yeah, it's a little bit convincing, but all they've really seen as confirmed info is that Artist is towards C, got that opening kill onto Yedajay, and then coming into the site and died. That's the only information. Where is the Cypher? Where's the Sova? We haven't seen the dart, the drone, we haven't seen the camera, we haven't seen even follow-up players, we haven't seen where the Omen is, or the breach. We haven't seen any of that. So where are we actually moving to, and why?
Yeah, a couple of those questions could be brought forward here, and you kind of hope that the coach checks in on that, maybe kind of tightening things up here, because a chance given, NAVI will take. You can't leave them with these opportunities. Did hear the Blade Storm come out. So that's going to be over towards the A side. In CNED's hands, of course. And NAVI this time will get early rubble control. Nice bit of chip damage on Angel there. Straight through the wall. What do you do off the back of this, though? Because, again, you can't openly read into anything. And it's Artist, again, gives them that entry. Do we see a drift up from CNED? Is he considering walking back in? This time it's confirmed attendance, at least that NAVI are here. They have shot a couple of times. Spike's still yet to move. It's actually Yedajay. I don't know how the hell he got that one. I see that one back, maybe just...
Oh, they opened the door
did he actually open it?
Took the duel. Yeah, it had to have been. It wasn't a wall shot.
Yeah. CNED has shifted forward. It's actually Mr. Fallen who gets the shot too, so they may not know about CNED on this. Angel should have probably shouldered that, so he's got at least the information, but lost out on that man advantage now at a 4v3. Zipan still has that ult to play here, though. They do feel like they have a chance, and you can see that FUT so far aren't really playing close by
30 seconds left.
I think the rotation is going to come from Yedajay opening the door and throwing the hat onto Artist's dead body, just to get the information of where these guys are going to go once they set up in this post plant when they have C site, because they have the breach ultimate. As soon as the Cypher scan happens, they're going to open the door, they're going to use the breach ulti.
Oh wow, wait,
What
seen
is...
it? Where was that? Was that?
It was
again,
a waterfall.
If either he was over the top of waterfall or he just caught someone maybe walking up towards site, I'm not certain, but CNED again, just 2 HP. He's trying, but time.
What is happening?
I don't know what just happened that round. That was a really bizarre round. It's not just me, right?
That was like a Navi 2015 CS round.
Navi-esque timing. Start moving at 30 seconds.
And then run out of time
Yeah.
for no reason.
Okay, so that was the that was
was
one
the
we
first.
thought. Right, okay. Cool. This is what I was waiting on. Where did he get this
Someone's
kill?
walk pushing in.
Oh,
Well,
Angel pushed up on that?
Enemy remaining.
you sound surprised.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yep.
It's like you haven't been listening to anything I said the entire last map.
Because sometimes I hope for better, Josh.
Okay.
You know, I'm
The
praying
optimist,
for
the
better
pessimist,
days.
yeah.
That's it. Like, you know. Here we are, 4-3. Can they find consistency in this, though? I'm trying to bring it back, man. Even I'm losing my mind. But the trip's been dealt with. CNED, you're brave to re-peek that. Maybe a little unnecessary to go back in, as Navi were really staking their claim towards this early control on Rubble. And Yedajay goes for it as well. Stop feeding the beast. They're going to happily greet this with a smile. Not sure what the plan was. They had the pit down towards C. They had safety in that. Maybe a little unnecessary, and now it all falls onto the shoulders of Mr. Fallen and Cracks.
You know, I think your optimism's rubbing off on me a little bit. I'm finally starting to see it from both teams because CNED's doing this so often this game, and Navi's been doing it as well. They're consistent. They are consistent. They're consistently inconsistent.
I'm sorry, I've driven you absolutely mental. Angel has cleared cracks, so things going from bad to worse here. This then kind of pendulum swings into the hands more about a captain, but you got 5 against you, and they're about to get a plant down. Oh, it's going to shift up a little closer. Does give them a step, but you can already see the damage coming in. Unconfirmed, yes, but it's just not going to work out. Angel taking a walk around. Yeah, he's going to hear at least some of this as well, and that's going to be a player move. Not sure if he noted Mr. Fallen, but he seems very heads up about it. Mr. Fallen may not even be able to keep this rifle.
Cover going out.
What are your thoughts? Do we get to see Hunter's Fury this half from Angel?
Why are you doing this to me? You know when, like, you know, the Reddit threads start and they're like, oh, still so negative. He's even making Pansy negative. Yeah, well, finally able to say how I feel, you know?
I wouldn't be so negative. You didn't always, you know...
Right. Ask you honest questions or... Oh, you...
Yeah, Fnatic, are we allowed to say the G word?
I don't even know what G word you know.
Glazing?
Oh, right. Yeah, no, you can.
Okay.
You can.
You can. It's been done.
Yeah. Fortunately, I don't think I've had to cast Fnatic for a minute because they've stopped doing deep runs at tournaments.
Ooh, that's always that's always...
It's almost like Fnatic just win a lot, or at least used to. And I used to cast a lot of the finals games. It's weird. DLR in absolute shambles. Can't understand it. I put them there. It's crazy.
So much bias.
I used to hate watching Fnatic too. I'm kidding.
And now you love to watch them because they're losing, or what?
Yeah, I love an underdog. I can't help myself. Anyway,
Okay.
CNED, let's see what you've got this time. That was a tag, I think, on Yellow-J. Oh, no, it was Cracks, excuse me. So he's going to have to walk away. A little worse for wear.
Here.
Still an early scramble of a fight.
Well, you use the Hunter's Fury.
Yep. Does that make you feel better now?
A little bit.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, at least it was used. Because he's had it, again, for a few rounds. And I think that's one of the things that NAVI could work on is their ultimate usage.
Yeah. I mean,
using them off cooldown, like, why sit on them for multiple rounds?
It does feel as though we kind of see certain teams really do well at it and kind of excel in that instance, and you can see the validity in the idea, and others kind of maybe wait for the perfect moment that may not always present itself.
Yeah. I think Heretics and KC are perfect examples of that.
I'm in complete agreement. It was Heretics that always comes to mind when you know, you kind of talk about it, but KC, yeah, absolutely in the same category. But now it's going to be a side take coming in, and the lesser weapons actually succeeding so far, and Mr. Fallen just going to be pacing around the site here, looking for a follow-up. He might get it. No, outdone in the end, but you can see the ults coming through from either side. Yellow-J with a chance. The information, though, going to make it trickier to find any sort of freebie. Sugetsu and Zipan, you imagine they'll play this together. Oh my god, okay. A 1v1? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's fine. Sugetsu's there. 5 for NAVI. I don't even know if that deserved the golf clap crowd. You guys are kinder than we are, but that was a dangerous moment, really. I don't know how it got down to being that dangerous, even in that 2v1.
Just watching you kind of like watch that round, like you're kind of like sniffing spoiled milk or something, your body like fully recoiling. Like, what is going on there? But again, yeah, I mean, it is this, the discipline issue. It comes down to these really fine margins where players are slowly repositioning. They're not together. They don't know where to expect these players to come from, and it gets really close.
Trying to make an early play towards middle, but no real opportunity to swing off the back of it. So again, we kind of go back to what we know here, which is Na'Vi taking this rubble space.
Don't overextend.
But we love to do that. We did that every single time. And actually, do they re-peek it? They actually got the shot on Xiao that time. Still. Do you remember they gave Xiao 2 kills from that doorway?
Shadows traveling.
Maybe not opting for it here. It is going to be Yellow-J sitting deeper this time. Maybe just wait and see if anyone's daring to push through it. That still has his util, so he could force them off these angles. Yep. Going to make him fall away. Artist's going to take the space that he's given him. CNED wants to come back in towards the side here. Yellow-J on the fight as well. Nice face together there. Playing in unison and actually giving Na'Vi very few options. This is difficult for Na'Vi. Positions all very much seen, no real threats towards A. This is very, very tough. Even spotting out where Xiao's currently residing, maybe that door's going to apply a little bit more pressure towards him. CNED's caught Zipan trying to lean a little further forward, and now the captain should be aware of the chance. He is. FUT much better in that round.
That was an Andalusia flawless from these guys as well. It was just FUT just one step ahead, but I have to just like point it out again. I don't mean to do this. I don't want to do this. Like, please give me any excuse not to do this. But the pressure early on towards B, right? FUT realizes, hey, like we've pushed this off. We know it's just this one player, it's Sugetsu. We broke the turret. We're gonna rotate towards where the next noise is, which is A. And guess who's walking into our screen?
Yeah, your favorite.
My favorite.
It's crazy you hate Angel. I thought you two would be best friends after, you know, the CS dynasty and everything. No. Shit.
Just because we're both 44 years old doesn't mean that like we have this sort of...
How old are you? You older than me?
I might be, I think we're the same age.
Oh, God. It's over. It's straight up over. NAVI pausing here. A close game, though. Yeah, it's been kind of scrappy and messy from both sides, and you can see some faults being shown here. But it is being kept at a close scoreline, 5 apiece. I don't know which way this is going to tilt, because CNED's not, you know, having the same issues as having the last map. He has been somewhat present in this a little bit more. He was struggling to kind of get the ball rolling, it felt like, in a couple of the rounds on at least Descent. Here seems a little bit more consistent on the other side. It just feels hard to pin down what the overall ethos is coming in for NAVI.
It is. I'm trying to like let the cogs work in my brain and just give you an answer. But I just don't have one.
No. And I think that's the fact here, is that it's a little bit hard to kind of pin them down. And it comes back to a touch of the Heretics game as well, that it was very hard to see what they were trying to achieve. Obviously, it was a much starker contrast to this scoreline, but still, let's see what they've got here. Right back towards Rubble. And it looks quite all in, really. It doesn't seem like there's much subtlety to this. They might be fully aware now that they do have pretty much just one on the side, which is Mr. Fallen here. Pressure, yes, from the CT side of things, and Mr. Fallen does need to show his hand. And Artist? I don't know if there was maybe a miscomm on that or just simply tunnel visioned in, but he gets found. That could have been what felt like a 5v4, but actually still success. Zipan lands a shot. Cracks, though, going to take towards the site. Does go down in the end, but the counter swing comes out from Ada Captain. A little out of kilter, but it works nonetheless. And now a 2v2. Ada Captain creeping closer, a tap on the spike, Ada Captain! He's got another as well. Beautifully played by him in the end. Yeah, the J fell in the meantime. But FUT get the lead up to 6. See if they can keep that in towards the half.
The only thing that makes sense to me there in that round with Artist being in that position is that he thought his teammates came through tree when they opened the door, but that Viper wall up maybe made them pause and not come through. There's some sort of communication issue. That's the only thing that really makes sense to me. Because Ada Captain is in that tree room like every round, basically. Yeah. There's someone in there for a FUT every single round.
Operator back out now. Up against a broken buy, no real ults. I mean, they could maybe strive to get Zipans or Artists, but it's not going to be an easy one. Maybe Zipans is a little bit easier than anything, but still.
CNED needs to break the drone. If Angel uses the drone here, needs to break it to set the J up. That smoke coming in is going to allow him. Oh, he's in the stage.
See when this comes in, you can see the outer being waited on. Not ready too. Here comes the smokes. Very choreographed hit. Yeah, the J's been very much caught in this one. Artist trying to find his man.
Hello.
It's fine. As long as he gets the kill in the end, it's fine. It may not be fine. Acena's on the site. Now suddenly it's all going topsy-turvy. Held at the door.
Oh, no.
Denied entry. Doesn't need to overdo things here. The plant certainly not going down anytime soon. NAVI need other options, and maybe Sugetsu can give them that. With only a Sheriff, it's not going to be easy. With this pause, it might allow that consideration to come into place for FUT as well, that they could pivot elsewhere.
I think they should just use like a dart on A, let Sugetsu tell them where the rotations are happening.
Where are they going for?
They're...
Are they worried someone's still on A, maybe?
Plant the spike.
Yeah, they're playing at the corner of the site, which is going to allow them to peek it from a lobby.
Now we've got to see what that lurk does here, right? Sugetsu, how much does he get to hear? Okay. There's the info.
At least 2, maybe 3.
Yep. He's going to try and match that timing or, you know, try and slip behind them potentially. Catch him on the way. Yeah.
They're way too aware of Heaven, though.
Yeah, they're also very aware of this lurk now, spotting it out, but they got to get a move on. Still need to deal with the players on the side, and Zipan does have that Guardian. That's the big factor here. Lovely shot, the first big trade. Completely unaware of the fact that Mr. Fallen could even be here. Does drift out into the eyes of Sugetsu, but a tap on the spike should draw the attention. Zened takes out Sugetsu and finishes with a flourish, keeping FUT up towards 7, and NAVI held on 5 at the half.
He's back.
That's all it took. 7-5 though. Do you think that's a fair scoreline for what we've seen, or do you think too close, too one-sided? Do you think that's a fair assessment of the quality we've seen from both sides?
I think it's fair. I think FUT has probably shown a little bit higher degree of play this game so far, and I think that's reflected in the scoreline. They're just ahead by a couple of rounds.
Yep.
Navi's not playing horribly, but they could be playing way better. They need to tighten up a lot of these rounds where it comes to discipline issues.
Okay. Side swap.
Side swap.
Attack now for FUT. NAVI on the defending. Ooh dear. Let's see. Maybe trickier. Maybe to... I don't know. You know what? Wait and see. I'm happy to wait and see. Oh god. Well, that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare, isn't it?
Just solo on A, just runs up with the Sheriff alone.
And I'm such an apologist constantly for Ardis as well. Like, you know, after, I think he was on Ascent, you know, the clip he got against, like, DRX, the guy is a god. When he hits that form, he is unbloody believable. But man, sometimes it's rough.
It just makes you think, like, what are the instances happening in practice where he's, like, running up there, not getting punished, and just getting kills?
Yeah, what's allowed him to think that was a genuine possibility? Like, genuinely, is there, like, utility that's meant to go alongside that? Is there meant to be support that wasn't there? You know, what set that in motion? But here we go. Yeah, this, okay, that just forces Zened forward.
Okay.
And he's fine, and there's no one to close down on any of that utility. Okay, we've got a paranoia, and that's coupled with Zipan, the last bit of kit that they've got here, and somehow they managed to stay alive, but fully blind. They come out of it! They just couldn't land the shots in time. It's all going from bad to worse, and to get to, you got to face the music. Stand and fight and fall. FUT win the first and the second. Scoreline getting steps away now from NAVI.
I think this is where FUT's going to start running away with the game. It's going to be like a 13-6, maybe 7 type of thing. Because I think like having both the pistols, having a string of 4 rounds on a row, I think this is going to be doing really well for their whole like mental. They're a momentum-based team. They won the first map. They can see the end of the tunnel. They can see the victory right there. Whereas Navi, they need to win a few rounds just to bring it back to, you know, to tie up this map. Then they have to win this map and take it to a 3rd.
Yeah, you feel like you're kind of in the mud, right? It's a real slog of an affair to kind of bring this back through, but a couple of good rounds could alleviate that. Going for a bit of a gamble this time, it looks like NAVI. Let's FUT wait patiently, holding pretty much a default.
Camera taken out.
Little info. Here. But not particularly telling at this point at all. This could be Zipan and Ardis on one side. Yeah, he's just not getting any play here, is he? Zipan quickly cleared, and that's yeah, gateway open.
But I mean, he could get play, but he's just forcing these situations, right?
Yeah. Don't be mean to Ardis, I'll fight you. You can have Angel, but not Ardis, alright? For now though, FUT just, yeah, step by step, it's just, it's so individual, isn't it? And Mr. Fallen on for the ace here. Might as well give it a go if he fancies, so we get to. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. They're trying to play it in, they're trying to let him have it. Oh, he gets to slip away even further. Mr. Fallen try to chase him down.
30 seconds left.
So get to. Oh, he even denied it in the end. He actually took 2 with him, which is wild, but still. You're right, FUT taking steps now. This is, you know, it's starting to get scary, you know, more and more uphill.
Well, it's like a perfect indicator of like the whole like vibe situation, the momentum situation, that the fact that they're running away from the last player to allow the ace to happen. Like, you don't do that when you're just like, oh man, this is a really intense game. You're doing that when you're feeling like confident enough that we could go for these types of like lazy things and still come out on top. So they must be feeling really good in that FUT camp.
Are you a member of the FUT camp?
We're talking about people not getting any play. We're talking about the FUT camp. Not sure what's going on right now.
Look, is it after the watershed? I don't even know. It's like 9:30. Probably have to behave for another half an hour or so. Right, bring it back into... I was going to say bring it back into tow, but that feels a little too on the nose, doesn't it? For now, though, we do see a lighter investment, obviously, from FUT here, up against the rifles coming out from NAVI. And that's going to be Sugetsu with the challenge. He's in a whole lot of trouble, is that man? Blinded, but somehow not punished. They seem aware that he could be here, but we've got to see if they can close it down in time, because Zipan's already chipping away at a captain. Good pick up there from Krax. Swings it, and now it's looking likely like the plant is on the cards. Seen already watching towards that heaven side in case anyone tries to get proactive and drop down ahead, but no challenges as of yet. Lotus is a mile away.
I'm not sure what Navi is doing right now. They've wasted Dart, they've wasted Aftershock, they've wasted a Flash.
Yeah, I wish I could answer. Yeah. I wish I could answer you, but there's two rifles, one with CNET and one with Mr. Fallen. Yeah, there's a Bulldog, and there's still that Outlaw, but yeah, FUT holding the line perfectly. Mr. Fallen will be forced off this, might die for it. Yeah, he does. Nice first clear, but CNET still holding safe. Making sure that cross can't happen, and look at these crossfires. It's a very hard angle to find any way out of, and they don't. FUT shut down the account. It's double digits now, 10 to their name. I want to make excuses for Navi, but again, this is running out of steam for them here.
I got it. We got to get him antihistamines, right? Hear me out.
God.
They have allergies. Whenever they have to play together and use teamwork, they just start breaking out, right? They have all these issues.
Hives.
They get hives. Yeah. You know, it's hard to breathe, itchy eyes, watery eyes. I don't know, just like everything happening, right?
This sounds like the Zaiwu like weather in France thing. All right, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're not going that deep down. Do you know what? I'll throw it out there. I wonder if Navi are already trying to mostly prep for that. You know, the meta changes coming in, that maybe these games, hey, they're brutal. We get to basically face the top of the board, right? You get FUT, you get Heretics, and maybe they're already looking towards that Neon, that ISO. Like, I'm trying, man, I'm trying.
I don't know what day they play next week, but that day that they play, if they're running this jet comp again...
Don't do it tonight.
I'm going to bring this back up.
Okay, well, we could put a little wager on that one. We'll put a little wager on that, don't worry.
I abstain from wagers.
Okay. All right, I'll stay away from Fnatic, you stay away from wagers. Well, you know, they'll do. Christ, Josh. Please, man. Please. Come on, Navi. Show us something. Give us a glance here. Map 1 was competitive. It was 11-13. Yeah, it was a little messy here and there, but they had something. Feels like it's starting to capitulate, fall to pieces in this one. Held on 5 here with the perfect start coming out from FUT in the second half. It hasn't felt that threatening yet. But away we go. FUT. Glancing, showing presence towards Mound early on, but still holding this deep one. Maybe expecting some aggression, and it's just light work for Yeda. And that's Zipan found and removed within a blink of an eye.
I just wonder if every first kill has happened this half towards A main in the favor of FUT.
Yeah. I mean, God, that does remind me of the first kind of blood stats that were coming out of that Heretics game, where I don't think Navi, I think they got like 2 first kills.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think they had 4 over the series and 3 round wins or something, yeah.
And it's not looking like 6 is going to be happening here, but again, can they do damage? I do think it's hard to kind of say, because I know, you know, we talk bigger picture, silver linings. You kind of talk about, you know, doing economic damage, you know, building up ults, all, you know, all the additional stuff. But when you've got 10 rounds against you, you've been held on 5. You kind of just need a round, if I'm honest, boys. There's not much more to it. Obviously, they'd get it if they could, but for now, FUT moving in force straight over towards the A side. They've been beaten to the punch. Angel is here. Sugetsu and Ardis, and that's a shot.
Oh, finding smoke.
Exactly, a little bit of a gap there to play from. Shock dart, how much does that achieve? A little bit of chip, but not enough to really deny anything. Krax can retake the angle, spots the barrel, and he's taken out Angel. Ardis goes down, leaving just Sugetsu in a 1v3. Can he do anything? Picks up a rifle. Jump spots, but so paranoid about all the other angles. We can see where they all are. It is 3 in a line, and it's 11 for FUT. Step by step here, Josh, they're getting so close to that 12.
They have that Breach Rolling Thunder as well to help achieve that goal. Bladestorm on CNET if they need to use it, but they might just save that for a rainy day. Mr. Fallen with his ultimate as well could get some information, especially if they're able to isolate where Sugetsu is. He's usually been this entire, not this entire series, but this map, he's kind of been alone a lot of the times. If they can find out where he is using the Omen TP, maybe they can just like run at him, target him with a Breach Rolling Thunder, and just overload that site.
It's kind of now or never. And Artist stands and commits, does get out of there, had a chance of drawing blood then. It was only for a moment's time, but it looks like they're
But once he got into it,
yeah,
they got a Rolling Thunder, why not?
What does Artist do with it now? He's stuck on the site here. He should be dead to rights, and he is.
Yep.
CNET clears him in a heartbeat, and the C site is theirs. Zipan doesn't have his ult. He's one off from it, but he can't do much to deny this plant here.
Planted.
Couple of shots, hoping that it finds a target, and it's
I
not.
know exactly where you are.
All on top, it's all seen. It might all be done. 12 beckoning. These 4 NAVI players better be on their money. And they're not so far. Angel's gone down. It's down to 3 here. Shao looking to step forward through those smokes. Try and find a way in, at least close towards the spike. But there's just an army waiting on the other side. A firing squad. Locked and loaded. Zip and Sugetsu. You did some good damage. You got your ult, I guess. But still, this round's done. And that's going to be 12 for FUT. Josh, this one's looking done, mate.
It's tough. If you're Navi right now, you don't really have those options because it's another round where
Match point.
you lose that first kill. It's almost like they don't know how to read what's going on. Like individually, I don't know what the overall game plan is, but individually they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And they're getting caught out, and they're trying to force fights that they don't need to force. And right there, start of the round, he knows that they have a Rolling Thunder. He knows that he's missed his shot, and they've found out where he is. But instead of getting out of the site, he stays there. But his next closest teammate is Waterfall, and cannot assist.
Doomworks just like grinning ear to ear right now. Watching the scenes, but right back in, no resistance. Paranoia good. CNET doesn't find the initial target he was after, but he finds a follow-up on towards Angel. And he's got a shorty waiting.
Oh, God.
Does he get... Oh!
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's just feeling the game. They're just confident now. Just trying to snowball this one out. Shao and Sugetsu. This is a lot to ask. And they're held here. FUT working back through. Smoke goes up. Gonna make it difficult. They're respected or not. There we go. Spike's gone. It's back in hand. Yeah, they get the info, but FUT's on the run. CNET waiting. It's yet a J to connect. It's looking all but over. It's looking done, and it is. Just styling on him at the end. That felt a little too easy on that second half there, if I'm honest. FUT looked good. Yes, there were some up and down rounds, Josh, but overall they closed out the game. At least they won it clean. They didn't let that go too far out of hand. Didn't let NAVI back in at all.
Yeah, and early into that, I think it was like 8-5. I'm just knowing that FUT is going to just start steamrolling. Yeah. I thought NAVI would at least post up 1, maybe 2 rounds at least before, like not give up without any fight at all. But it looked like they just rolled over, FUT in full control. And yeah, we're just going to need to see more. And hopefully there is this copium with a little bit of truth that, once these new agent patch changes come into effect, we're going to start seeing something change up a little bit.
Right? Yeah.
But like when I actually look and assess what is actually going on, it doesn't matter what agents they're on.
No, I know. Hopium aside, copium aside, credit where it's due. FUT didn't fall into the traps that could have been set before them. They held themselves to a higher standard, and they make it through this game quite cleanly in the end. Yes, map 1 was close. It was, a good game, somewhat, a little bit messy here and there, but a 2-0 result is fantastic for FUT. They'll be pleased with that result now today, managing to look clean in the second map. And yes, for NAVI on the other side, I think we do need to ask the bigger questions. We need to see a lot of difference. Yes, their next opponents are a little bit easier, but we need to see them looking better, Josh. I think that is the long and short of it. However, we do have a little treat for you guys at home. We will be going over to the post plant in just a moment's time, and I think Mr. Fallen might be joining them. So stick around for that one, as we'll catch you tomorrow.
That's right, Pansy. Welcome, everybody, to Postplan. We will be joined by Mr. Farland from FUT in just a moment. But for now, me and Ash are going to have a little catch-up because FUT, they came into this stage as the first team in the table. And Ash, I would be very, very surprised after that performance if they don't end the season as the first team on that table.
I think it's pretty undeniable at this point, the prowess of FUT and how strong they look this year, because you also have to consider they're coming back off the back of Master Shanghai. They had their super week this week. Into week 1, they had to play 2 matches. And the fact that they're able to do so dominantly up against a team like NAVI in this last series says a lot about their endurance.
I am a little bit worried about NAVI though. Since the inception of this roster, you know, the core of Angel, Xiao and Zipan, they have never, ever, ever lost 3 in a row by being 2-0. So they haven't won a single map, Ash, in 3 best-of-3 series. That's really concerning.
It's pretty terrifying, but we also have to keep in mind for this NAVI that they're also going through those coaching staff changes, right? Latex obviously stepping up for the team, Vlad joining the team, but behind the scenes, we can't really say much as to how that's maybe affected the environment for the team as a whole, but it is very scary. At the very least, they did get their 2 hardest opponents, in theory, in their group out of the way today. Not just today, well, this week. But so things could be a bit more smooth sailing going forward.
I mean, they could easily make playoffs here still. We do have Mr. Fall in the studio, but before we bring him on, let's take a look at the Pay Save card play of the week, which goes to Safe. In the Pay Save card play of the week. Definitely didn't rig this one, but what an incredible ace this was. As we bring Mr. Fallen onto set right now and get him to join us.
Yeah, no, this was disgusting. This clip, you're going to see the replay of it as well. Just running it back for you guys once again. It looked impossible for Safe to actually win out this round. What do you make of this, Ace, actually? Here?
Have you seen this?
Yeah, I seen this.
Yeah, what did you think of it?
Yeah, that's kind of insane, actually. Yeah, just it's a massive kill, you know. I can say about that.
I mean, you guys were absolutely insane today as well. First of all, huge win today, Mr. Farland. Massive congratulations. I want to quickly talk about the map vetoes because we had N here, the coach of KC, with us, and he saw the map vetoes and he was immediately like, oh, this is looking pretty good for FUT. You know, this is a map pool that he felt like you guys could win. But Ascent is always such a tough ask. When you play against NAVI on Ascent, I feel like you're always going to have a really, really big challenge. So how did you beat them on that map? You're actually the first team to beat them all year on that map.
Actually, while the whole year we always do the best of the map vetoes every time, because you can just win on the on the paper if you just get the right maps every time. And we know exactly they're gonna take Ascent after the Helvetics loss, so we just say, guys, they are might be the best Ascent team, but we're just gonna play our game style and we're gonna win. We all know that, so just keep your game style in and just play it. That's all.
But you knew, right? You knew the Ascent was coming.
We knew.
You could prepare for that.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, I mean, they prepared well as well, Ash. I felt like they played it very, very well on that map.
No, they looked good. I mean, I'm just even thinking back to when we had CNET on the post point. He was like, yeah, I don't find any other offers too oppressive or annoying to play against. And he didn't have to face up against the Artist Op too many times, but he was good at just sniffing him out of a lot of those positions. But then looking over towards Lotus, it was a very dominant second half for you guys, obviously. Where do you think a lot of that success led to, other than CNET just popping off?
You were popping off as well.
Yeah, you were. You were killing it.
Huge kills. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think the Korean match just I don't know, just taught us a lot, because on Korean match they didn't play Lotus much too, but we know exactly NAVI is not playing Lotus too. So guys, we are not going to do the same mistakes against on NAVI, because on Korean matches we are not on the match, and everyone just knows that, guys. We wasn't in the match, so we couldn't take any pistols on the match. So every time we just say that, guys, if we take pistols and we I don't know, we have on the
momentum.
huge advantage, we have the momentum, like, you know, if we get 3-0 or 2-0 on the map, we can just win that map easily, and everyone just knows that. So on Lotus, we just figured out what I was doing and fix our mistakes, just play it.
I love this evolution of your Lotus, because obviously you guys went through that comp, which we all know and love, to this comp. And I am at least a little bit surprised, because as you would have seen, a lot of teams that are playing Lotus right now just straight up don't want to play the Viper. They've gotten rid of the Viper completely. You guys still play the Viper. Why is that? And do you guys maybe also have plans to not play as much Viper in the future?
I really can't say that much, because we always giving our best characters to each other. aggressive, you know, because if Ata is just comfortable with Viper, we can just give it to him. That's all. It doesn't matter it get nerfed or buffed. We're just doing comfort zone for each players.
That's smart. I like
That's
that.
all.
Very smart.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I absolutely love that. And also looking forward to the remaining matches that you have. Of course, you have Team Heretics, you have Gentlemates, and Giant X coming up in future weeks. I think Heretics is probably the one that you guys are looking forward to the most, maybe I would say.
That's the grand final for me. That's
Yeah,
the
I
grand final
know.
for me. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, like, they came second at Masters Shanghai, right? What is, obviously you can't give away too much, but how's the team feeling going into that matchup coming up next?
I'm just gonna be honest. This match was just gonna be this NAVI match. It's just gonna be champions match because we got a lot of points. We're just taking points for champions, and that's our team goal right now. But against Heretics, you have to admit sometimes they're good, you know. on Sunset, guys, they're best map picks, so like you know. So you're gonna just I don't know how to say that, but they just shoot them. You know, if you can't win against them, shoot fight, you just lose the game. But
How much of it is about revenge?
well, of course, everyone just hungry for the revenge, but it depends on the matches, it depends on the maps, and depends on the day how you're feeling, you know. Because VALORANT, it's just a momentum game. If you take the momentum, you can just win all of the matches, all of the teams in the world, maybe. But if you don't get the momentum, if you sit at the match, you just done a little bit so hard, so you can't maybe get up earlier. So
Well, the momentum is on your side right now, Mr. Farlin, because if we take a look at the standing FUT, I mean, they just keep getting better and better. They're #1 throughout this entire week. You're not the type of person, Mr. Farlin, all my time of knowing you, you're not really the type of person to come out and be like, yeah, we're the best, you know, everyone else needs to watch out for us. But you're the best. You are the best in the standing right now. So at what point do we stop saying you're the best Turkish team and we just start saying you're the best EMEA team?
well, if we were the best EMEA team, we just win against Shanghai and Heretics, you know. We might be. So if I don't want to curse us, I don't want to educate us, because if I say, guys, we are so good, everyone just might be relaxed, and you know, we might lose some easy games against us. We always say, guys, the opponent is very I don't know how to say that, like they have good players, they have good teams, so you have to respect everyone. All matches we respect every team. So guys, if we are gonna be best team in the world, or maybe best team EMEA, we have to win everyone. So if you lose one match, it doesn't matter. But if you can't win, like only, I don't know, if you didn't feel good in one match and you lose that, everyone just knows, guys, okay, we didn't feel good today, so that's why we lose. They didn't do better.
In which case, I'll flip this question for you. So which team do you think have the biggest chance to stop your momentum? So which team do you feel like if you really have an off day against them, it's going to be really, 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 really hard?
Yeah, I think that's on the team that is Heretics, because they're just shooting, you know. If you can shoot them back, if you can treat your teammate very well, just lose the game, and you can nothing do anything about it. Really
I respect
nothing.
that.
Yeah, I'm mad respect to that. I know we're talking about you versus Heretics a lot, but obviously it is your match coming up next week. It's that revenge opportunity. But I also want to talk about the energy, because when you're looking over towards Team Heretics, I feel like everyone's fallen in love with them because of their vibes on the stage. And for your team, YinSu is that person for you. Do you feel like, as time has gone on with having him on your roster, has that become contagious for the rest of the
And
players?
also, what brand of earplugs do you use for when YinSu is screaming at you? Is it really loud when you're on stage?
No, actually not for me, because we just make the sound changes. So I just keep
Turn
him
him
low.
down?
Yes, I just keep him low. He's not giving info, man. You know, he just gives, guys, chill. I got the air control, I got the sea control. There was no one, he just chill. So I can just hear him a little bit. That's fine. I'm okay with that, but there is some young blood thing, you know. Heretics has a very young blood team, so the energy always so up, like YinSu. I think if YinSu, if he's not scream a lot, probably our team effect maybe a little bit down too, because he's the hyping one. He's the hype guy.
I'm not gonna lie, we can hear him. Like
Everyone can hear
Yeah.
him, maybe I think on the
we get the round because
stage.
we're like a 1 second delay when we watch the game in here, and it's always spoiled because you just hear YinSu like roar.
Yeah.
We're like, okay,
Yeah,
they won.
when he roar, he just, I don't know, keep his momentum up too. He keep his mental up too, and that's why we need it. If he's mental up. If he goes today in the matches, he can just shoot everyone and he can just give directions on the I don't know, like mid rounds. That's what we need.
I feel like after you play Heretics, we should get like their loudest player and Yutej and just have like
Who's gonna be the loudest?
Yeah, measure
probably,
like the decibel, like who can scream
I think
the loudest.
it's gonna be a bigger match too. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
I feel like that's an important thing. We should get that production. Can we write that down? Because I feel like that would be good content. But before we let you go, you know the gist. Safe was here yesterday and he left a question for you. So let's take a look at this question.
Who are you putting on ISO next week?
Right, the question was, who are you putting on ISO next week on your team? You can't say no one. You can't say you can't tell us. I want a name. I want a name.
Only one name.
Yeah.
Because there is two, but I'm gonna say one.
Oh, okay.
If there is someone has to play ISO, it's gonna be Cracks.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
I love that.
That makes sense.
I'm just saying that's all.
That really makes sense. So you get CNED maybe on the like Neon, maybe even Reyna or something. Get Cracks on the ice. So they're cooking, Ash.
No, they really are, because you look at Cracks.
I didn't say we're gonna play ISO. I'll just give you a name.
Yeah, no, we're just pretending. We're just pretending as well. Yeah,
we're cooking right now as well. No, I think that's really interesting because Cracks would be that player to be able to just enable himself for those frags, right? I'm so curious who the other person would have been. You don't have to spoil it, but I would love if you did.
Nah.
I feel like, I mean, you are Turkish, all of you can. It's all of your blood.
Not me exactly. You
can?
No, I can't play IGL with the ISO. How can
You
I do
could.
that? No. I just missed so many skills on Omen. How can I play ISO?
Well, as Angel says, you IGL better when you're dead. So, you know, that's the...
What?
Yeah, he always says he IGLs better when he's dies first.
Ah, yeah, but yeah, you can see the whole map. Yeah, that
Yeah.
might be true. But I think while I'm dying, I might just keep my shut up, you know, because everyone just is speaking and they know each other well. I might see the very little things on the minimap, you know, that's all.
You're not trolling. You're
No.
taking it seriously. You're
Yeah.
taking it seriously. We will have some more games next week. That will be Koi versus Giant X will be the first game next week. Would you like to leave a question for somebody from Koi or Giant X? We don't know who it is. It will just be whoever wins. It could be any question.
I don't know.
We could help you. I
It
feel
doesn't
like
even have to be related to the game.
yeah.
Like
You could
maybe-
ask them
I know,
like
I
what
know,
their
I
favorite
know.
color is if you wanna
Nah,
know.
that's so simple.
Oh, okay. You want a good question.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I mean,
No.
Koi, Giant X. You have some good choices there. There's some big personalities. Yeah.
There's a big presence, but I really don't have a question right now. Sorry.
We'll give you a question.
You can
Oh,
question.
what's your game day playlist? You could ask that.
Yeah. Who do they listen to before they play an official? Like, who's their music that they listen to? Do you like that question?
Yeah, why not? Okay.
Yeah, go on. I'm gonna get you to ask it down this camera, please.
Okay.
Go for it.
Whoever wins, just tell me your games. Sorry, my bad. Oh,
No, it's okay.
I just forgot the question. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Well,
Who do they listen to on
What do
game
they
day?
listen on game day?
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah, there we
okay.
go. There we go. You got
Okay.
this.
Guys, who is winning? I don't know who is, but just tell me your Spotify list, okay? Tell me.
I like that. I think I judge people a lot from that.
We're gonna
Yeah.
learn a lot.
Why?
Definitely,
We're gonna learn a lot.
definitely, huh?
Oh, why?
Because I just really like Taylor Swift, Mr. Fallen. Do you like Taylor Swift?
Yeah. No, I'm just a metal and rock guy. So.
Oh, do you know
Okay.
what? I actually like
Yeah.
that as well. Yeah, I was about to go. I was about to go in, but you saved yourself there. Thank you very much for joining me. Congratulations once again. I will see you next week. Thank you very much, Ash, as well, for joining me all of this week. Thank you to everyone else. Congratulations to the teams that managed to win this week. But it's just week one. We have a lot more Valorant action coming up. So make sure you guys have a lovely weekend. Have a good rest. Come back next Tuesday and join us for Koi versus Giant X. And we'll see you then.
no denying that defuse, and 13-6 is your final score. A close nail-biter of a first half.
Ding, ding. Bro, this is what I need. This is what I need these, bro.
He's got to try and do it. Oh! Back-to-back aces for KC. What a ridiculous way to close the game.
Last time he was the hero, this time he falls. It's looking all but over.